Hey everyone! Oh my goodness, it has been so long for me. Maybe if you've been watching regularly, it doesn't feel like long for you. But I am really excited to be back live in person here with you if you're watching live this morning on the LovenStamps Facebook page. So welcome and so forth. I have a really fun project to share with you. It's about reaching for the stars, having a fun designer series paper card base layout. So I usually put hashtag DSP card base on those. And then sort of making the most of some really bright, summery, happy colors. And I've been reading back through everyone's comments. There's a bunch of discussion about what cards people like and colors and things like that. So I've enjoyed reading your comments from the past couple of videos while I've been gone. But if you didn't know, I was away most recently on a 2-week backpacking trip in New Mexico with my son and my husband. So happy to be back. And at the end of our video, after I've shown you our card today, I will tell you a little bit more about that if you're interested. So say hello this morning. Let me know that you're here. I think Facebook has forgot that I existed in real life. But anyway, I'm happy to see you guys. So with that, the stamp set that we are using today is Reach for the Stars. So we did a notebook with this one recently as a video. And then we're going to use the dies to go along with this and the super fab holographic paper. Part of that's the plastic sheen, but a lot of it's actually just the way the paper works. And the super fab designer series paper that goes along with this, which is part of the designer series paper sale. So remind me and I will come back to mention that to you. So, but with that, let's flip our camera down and get started. So, all right, got to remember how to do all this stuff, right? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so hey Barb, good morning Little Rock, good to see you. We have our designer series paper here, and one of the things that I love about this particular kind of card layout is that it is really easy to see both sides of your designer series paper, so you get to have your paper and love it too. And then for a paper like this one, you can go with the sort of oranges and purples, orange, purple, pink, yellow flavor in your package, or there's a whole other paper that's equivalent, that's sort of the greens, blues, and turquoises in here. So another great choice for this. So you could make the same card, but with much more like blue flavor. So, all right. So we have, hey, thanks Margie. Hey, Kathy. So we have the first piece here, and cutting size for this is really easy. It's in the video description, but it is 5 1/4 inches tall by 12 inches wide. So you just have the whole piece. And then I brought my Simply Scored tool here so that I could show you. What you want to do is figure out sort of where you want the main part of your card to be, and you're going to make that going to be the 4-inch piece, and then you're going to score at 7 inches and 10 inches. So scoring on this, super simple. And then when you fold it, so this is what I said by the main piece. This piece is going to be our card base element, basically. And then we're going to flip back and forth just like this, okay? So the easiest way to remember which side you want to show is to go ahead and score here. Hey, Trish, morning. Good to see you guys. I missed you all so much. All right, so we have our paper folded, and then I'm going to take a piece of designer or a piece of cardstock that's just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and make this be the base of our card. Now, I did one of these with a mountain, the Mountain Suite from the last catalog recently, and I showed you a ribbon tied underneath here. So if you want to add a ribbon, you can do that. Okay, do we come up with a name for what we're calling this while I was gone? Whatever this thumb hole is for gluing, just leave your thumb hole attachment point. I said when we get back, we would come up with a final name for it, something clever. So, hey, Lee. So I'm going to fold this down here, and now we have our card kind of all set. And I realize I kind of got this paper upside down. The planets are meant to go this way, but we're going to pretend that it is just fine, and we're going to cover up enough of it that it doesn't matter. Oh, goodness. All right. So stamps for this, we have our Reach for the Stars set. And I'm going to bring in this fun astronaut here. We used this person on our notebook, he or she, and they, or they, whatever. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp this to die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Now, when you have a stamp that's large like this, you want to make sure you're marching it across your ink pad so that you get all of it covered. And then just take a look at sort of the places that could be an issue, like on his helmet, to make sure you get a good amount of ink there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp. So there we have our Blackberry Bliss astronaut. And when I came home from my trip, I just used these prior to leaving. So I already had washi tape on some of them, and I was so excited because it just made it so simple to just go ahead and pull that out. So I don't always pull all the washi tape off my dies. Sometimes I just leave it on there in the package so that it's easy to rub or run on there. So then this is going to go through our die cut machine, and through the magic of television, I have a die cut astronaut for us to be using. All right, so now we are going to kind of look at putting this person here, our astronaut friend, on the front of our card. And I like this with the black, but I really wanted to bring out the purples in this, the berry burst colors. And so I took another piece of designer series paper from the package and cut this here with the stars, because the stars are going to be part of our greeting. So let's go ahead and glue this strip down. So don't be afraid. I know we're like not covering up our designer series paper. We'll add that little thumb hole there. But sometimes it's okay to cover up for the things that you really want to feature. So I'll show you, we can still see the front and the back of most of our DSP here. So on our card, we're folded this direction, so you can still see the pretty back of this Starry Night paper, and then all the wonderful planets here on this side, and our astronaut. Now, what else to put on our card? We're going to need a greeting, and we want to give it a nice focal point. So here is our greetings friend. And when I used this stamp set for the notebook, I didn't use the greetings quite so much, but I used Reach for the Stars, I think. But greetings friend, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. It just sounds really sweet to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink this greetings friend here in Blackberry Bliss and stamp it on our piece of Flirty Flamingo. And the Flirty Flamingo, in case you're wondering, comes straight out of the designer series paper. So when you're not sure what colors to use, always flip your DSP or designer series paper to the back side and take a look here at the colors that are included. Oh, and that's my Stampin' Up! Advisory Board ring from when I was served on the advisory board. I found it in like a jewelry pouch when I went on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Norway. It had been lost for a number of years, so I was super excited to sort that one out. So let's disclaimer for that. The trip is earned by less than 1% of demonstrators. So let's see. Earned by less than 1% of demonstrators. So all right, so there I'm going to go ahead and trim here. One of the things I love about the paper trimmer is that you can trim away these little tiny bits here, just like that, because I wanted to make this straight. And so now I'm gonna just flip it around and I'm gonna line up the bottom of this here with a line that gives me about what I want, so that I know that the top and bottom of our little label will be square. And when you put your paper in here, you can't touch it anymore, but know that this little plastic release here is really strong, and it will grab that and hold it exactly where you want it. So you don't have to worry that you're gonna slide your paper in the wrong place. All right, so we have, what happened to our astronaut? Here we go. Our astronaut, we have our greetings friend, and then I'm gonna trim this just a little bit at the end because it's not straight anymore. There we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and add something else to this. So the holographic trio paper, which the video description includes the supply link for all these things. has these absolutely gorgeous papers in it. There's the silver here that doesn't have the ripples. There's the silver here that's got these ripples printed into it. And then there's this blue to berry burst kind of spectrum paper that is really gorgeous. And so what I want to do is use some of the planets in here. So I mentioned in our last video, we have these awesome planet pieces, and then we have 2 different sizes of rings to go around them. So you can make all the planets that your heart desires. And I'm going to go ahead and do that here with this one. So the 3rd smallest circle and the smaller of the ring pieces. And we're going to go ahead and cut from this sort of berry burst color here. And we're going to cut from a piece of the silver holographic here. And through the magic of television, we have those pieces cut out already. So very pretty. Now, a really important note. Hey, Vonda. Hey, Kelly. I'm happy to be back. Let's see. Oh, and Trish, I'm glad you're enjoying this suite. So as we work with these papers, what you're going to notice is that if your plates on your die cut machine are pretty cut up, like mine are, I've had them for a long time, you will want to trim a piece of this holographic paper that's the same size-ish as your die to put through your die cut machine. Because over time, if you keep putting the paper through here, you can kind of see, the plates will start to mark up the paper. And on some dies, it doesn't matter. But on something pretty and clean like this planet here, you really want this to be a pretty clean piece. So I generally cut just a little square that's exactly the right size for something like this so that I'm not damaging any of the paper as I'm working on the rest of my die cutting, okay? So just a little tip for you. All right, so we've got our pieces here. And then I want to go ahead and put these together. The easiest way to do that, I think, is to use multi-purpose liquid glue. But I'm not going to glue on the front because I don't want to accidentally streak glue across the back here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put glue on the center of the back here. And that way I know I can kind of slide this in and then turn it down just at the right point. And I'm just going to hold that for a second so that it grabs. That way there's no streaky glue because on this card, you have all these fun panels here, and you want to have lots of fun options for where you can place your planets and so forth. So, all right, we're going to set that there. We're going to put this here. We have our Greetings Friend banner, which is due for a little trim still. And then I decided I wanted to have one more sort of focal point right here so that these pieces aren't quite so disparate, because what we're going to do is we're going to have them in different places. So this is going to attach here, and then that's going to be inside. So I wanted to give this just a little bit more strength as a focal point. So I grabbed a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, which is a perfect match for the rest of these pieces. Included in this die set, you have all the circle choices. So I've got, I think I used the 2nd largest circle here for our pumpkin pie. And through the magic of television, we have that planet cut out also. So don't be limited. You can, of course, you can cut out the individual planets from the planet paper like this if you want to. They all coordinate with circle dies in the set. Or you can use cardstock or all kinds of fun things to put those together. So, all right, so let's go ahead and assemble our pieces here so we kind of have an idea. I'm going to pop up our astronaut friend on some Stampin' Dimensionals. So what have you guys been up to while I've been gone? Has it been fun? I know, let's see, we've had some new demonstrators join the LovenStamps family because of the new demonstrator special. So welcome to you all. I'm so glad to have you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a new demonstrator special going on right now where you get an extra bonus $50 shopping spree basically when you get your starter kit. So there's a link in the video description for that. So make sure you check that out. And LovenStamps demonstrators, don't forget to check your email because Thursday, and I think we're going to extend it to Friday, is the last day to sign up for the vacation shoebox swap, vacation stamping shoebox swap, which is coming up. And 2 ways to participate. So whether you're in person or remote, you can sign up for that. So if you're not a LovenStamps demonstrator, there's still time. Send me a message if you'd like more details. So, or you can just click on the join my team link in the video description. All right, now if you saw that, you're gonna see that I'm putting my dimensionals very carefully because I do not want my dimensionals to come across this fold here. Oh, hey, Becky. And so what I'm gonna do is put the dimensionals where I know they'll be safe, and then I can drop my planets and so forth onto them, okay? So now we have this really fun focal point here with that bling. And believe it or not, I'm not gonna add rhinestones or anything to this. I know Sue will be shocked and alarmed, but she said she couldn't be here this morning. That's okay. She'll see it later. But I like the holographic paper here for this sparkle. And so I'm gonna add this greeting, but I wanna add one more fun thing to it. And that is going to feature another of the dies here in the set here. And then we're gonna talk about the inside of the card and decorating that here in a minute. So I've got my little stars. Here's what they look like on the die cut side. And then I'm gonna take those and pop them here onto my greetings friend banner. So I've got them set, and let's see, I think I need my die cut machine. So you can see what I mean here. When I bring this on, you can see how my plates are well loved over time. They're kind of marked up. So this is the kind of thing that's gonna mark your holographic paper. So you wanna kind of limit yourself to die cutting just the piece that you need when holographic paper is in play, and when, let's see, and I'm gonna save these stars if I can get them off here. My fingernails are really short. You probably shouldn't look too carefully at them. It's been 2 weeks in the backcountry is rough on your fingernails, let's just say. All right, so I'm pulling out my, we don't need those plates anymore, but I pulled out those stars to save because they'll make a really nice little accent for the inside of our card. All right, so now we have this fun little star feature on our greetings. So think about these not only for the positive space, the things that they make, but also for the negative space that they can leave on your projects. So, all right, I'm gonna take this and trim here like so, and then this greetings friend is going to pop up here. Now, you can have it sit like this on the front of your card if you want to. I actually like it both ways, but I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put it on the inside here, and I'll show you how that's going to add to the inside of our card. So greetings friend, and I've got this lined up kind of in between here to just add some extra elements. So there's the front, and then when you open it, it has this greetings friend, and then you open it one more, and we are adding to this. I have a piece of designer series paper, or sorry, basic white paper, which I realized, oh, I stamped my astronaut on the wrong paper. That's okay. We'll just trim this down. This should be 2 3/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And that is sized then to fit just perfectly on this panel here behind. And check this out, when we slide this behind, it really makes these pieces all pop here. Now, if you had a lot of people signing a card and you wanted to have more space, you could certainly add another white panel someplace else or behind here. But this is kind of just the short and sweet size. So I'm gonna bring this back here, and I'm gonna use this greeting. If I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. All about the sappy greetings, but hey, right? It's kind of true. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that on there in Blackberry Bliss. And then we can either stamp with these fun little stamps here in Flirty Flamingo, or if I haven't lost them, we can go ahead and add these stars. Now, how am I gonna add these stars? They're tiny, they're hard to hold on to. I'm going to add them the easy way, which is to dot a tiny bit of glue here on my paper, so I'm not handling anything gluey. Hi, Joan. Hey, from Washington State. I hope you got your coffee. It's early there. And then I'm going to pick them up with my Take Your Pick tool and then add them. Let's see. I want them to be right side up. Add them here to our pieces. And then remember, you can swap the end and just sort of turn those there to be exactly where you want them. This is upside down too, so let's flip that over. There we go. and then pop this on here. So really easy with the take your pick tool to do that. Now, when you first get this, you want to be aware that when you squeeze it, not squeeze it, but when you twist it, if you over twist it, you're gonna have like splurge, like toothpaste explosion, Mentos and Coca-Cola kind of stuff with the goo in there, the little sticky. Really just a half a twist or a quarter of a twist. Wait and then watch for it to come out. So you can always twist a little more later, but like you can't put it back in. So all right. So I'm going to go ahead and add this with our thumb hole. No nominations for the name on that thumb hole yet. I feel like it needs a clever name. The glue spot, I don't know, finger saver, glue, I don't know, something. We're going to come up with it. All right, and then this is going to slide in here, just like that. Oh, I had something I meant to do this, but I'll show you on my other card because it features one of the dies that I haven't used yet, and that die is this one here or this one here. So these are little bubble trail dies, and they are texturing dies. They're like kind of embossing dies. They're not cutting dies. Glue tab, glue spot, something about a hole, I don't know. Anyway, these are texturing dies, so they don't cut out these circles, they texture them. And so on the inside of my card, when I did my sample, I remembered to go ahead and drop these in. So you can see it's a real subtle effect, but basically I ran my paper through the die cut machine with this on top of it. And so then I ended up with this fun little decoration kind of down here. So there's the version there that I did earlier. So lots of fun ideas for this suite and a really fun fold. If you wanted to, you could pop this up here for the first like sending of your card. And then this just comes apart like that, easily to make the most. So fun way to use the Reach for the Stars stamp set. And then of course the gorgeous holographic paper and the planets paper, which is on special. So speaking of that, let me turn this on really fast here. This is the designer series paper that is on special. It's June 1 to 30th is the time period for that. And it includes a nice selection of papers from the new catalog, Countryside Inn, Bright and Beautiful, the Delightfully Eclectic, which is actually like the best deal because it's a jumbo pack of paper, so you get the most off at 15%. Earth and Elegance, which I've shown you a whole bunch of projects for lately. Fresh as a Daisy. If you're waiting for the LovenStamps monthly tutorials for Fresh as a Daisy, never fear. That suite, those pieces are due to be back in the store on July 3rd, the week of July 3rd, back in stock. So hang in there and know that you'll be able to order them soon. And if you're missing the tutorials, you can order something else this month to get those tutorials, or just let me know next month if you're ordering Fresh as a Daisy and you wanted those tutorials. I'm happy to work that out for you. Let's see, what else? Inked Botanicals is on special. Les Shop, the sort of bistro-y paper. Let's Go Fishing. I know Let's Go Fishing has some elements that are on back order right now too, but that shouldn't stop you. And then Masterfully Made, which is a card I did just last Thursday, I think, for video, with that gorgeous pieced paper. And then today's Stargazing paper. And then Zoo Crew, which I am going to show you on Thursday. So we're going to do some super fun Zoo Crew stamping then. So lots of good possibilities for those too. All right. And then I promise you, if you're interested, if you're not interested, you can jump off. But if you're interested, I want to show you some of the stuff from my last adventures. So since the beginning of the summer, we went to the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, which was we flew to London and then we had a cruise to Norway. And I'll be posting more about that in the next couple of weeks during the rest of the summer. But we went to the Brickstall Breen Glacier and got to walk near the glacier, not on the glacier, but near the glacier. And then we had a really fun time in London. We also went to Salisbury, to the cathedral, in our extra time, and just had a really brilliant trip. And I have to tell you, I got this little patch because on the way to our cruise, my travel friend and I had our luggage misplaced by the airline. And so we didn't get it for 11 days, which, is kind of exciting. But the good news is of that, we had like an 18-hour London shopping spree, and then we wore the same clothes for many days in a row on our cruise. So we got these little Norway patches to put on our, like the shirt that we wore over and over again, just to kind of commemorate the fact this was the Norway shirt. It ended up being really fun. And in the end, I got all of my extra purchases reimbursed by the airline, so kudos to them, and we did get our luggage. So that was that trip. And then most recently, I am back from Philmont Scout Ranch in Cimarron, New Mexico, which if you are familiar with, it's 212 square miles of Rocky Mountains that the Boy Scouts own in northeastern New Mexico. And it is absolutely beautiful and fabulous. And I worked there in the 90s as a ranger. And so it was really special to go back. I went with my husband when we were before kids. We were advisors for a crew. And then this is the first time to go back with the two of us and my son and his troop. So we loved that for a 12 days in the backcountry, or 12-day adventure. We got a 50-miler patch. We hiked way more than 50 miles, somewhere between, 80 and 85 at least. But the 50-miler patch for the Scouts includes 10 hours of conservation work. And so we did a special trek where we did all 10 hours of conservation work in the backcountry at Philmont, helping to build trails, protect meadows from encroachment, and reduce forest fuel issues to help sort of ameliorate the devastating effects of forest fires that are going on. Oh, Margie, congrats to your Eagle Scout. Yeah, my son is an Eagle Scout too. But the 50-miler was really special because we did all of our conservation at Philmont. So basically put all of that work into the trails and so forth there. We had the Duty to God patch, which was mediated by our chaplain's aide. We did a bunch of neat sort of meditations and so forth in the backcountry about what we're doing and the specialness of it all. And then we got our Wilderness Pledge Achievement, which is a Leave No Trace patch that is sponsored by JanSport. So they, of course, get their name there on the patch. But that was another neat one too. We had a Wilderness Pledge Gia who guided us through the 7 points of Leave No Trace principles. I could go on and on about that forever. And then this was actually my favorite of, aside from these two, this is my next favorite. This is the spoon patch, which the Philmont is always looking for. This year they have the Boy Scouts has a national jamboree, which always cuts down the number of people who are available to work at Philmont for the summer. But the dining hall staff is a little short staffed. And so they invited crew members to just come help for, really it's half an hour of work. And we got a fun patch to help dish up dining hall meals for the crews that are in base camp. So if you know someone going to Philmont this summer, this is like super coveted patch here. And if you know someone who's interested in a summer job, you have to be at least 18, and you're interested in being outdoors, the Philmont Base Camp is a really great place to work. I've heard, I can't confirm, but I heard a rumor that the dining hall staff are actually like the highest paid base camp staff because it's a hard job for them to fill. And their schedule is something like work 3 days, get 4 days off, or work 4 days, get 3 days off. They have a really wicked, amazing schedule because you should get to do stuff in the backcountry if you're working. So anyway, that is my summer adventure to date. And I will try to post some pictures. I just posted some pictures from this trip just the other day to say that I was excited to be back. And I am excited to be back. I will have a video for you on Thursday morning for Maker Mornings with Meg. And as I said, we're going to use Zoo Crew on Thursday, so look for that. And then next week, again, Tuesday, Thursday, sort of back to our regularly scheduled programming. So if you guys have things you're interested in seeing, let me know. I'm always excited for suggestions for videos, for techniques, for things like that. If you had something in particular that you really loved, a product, let me know about that. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. And let's see, I'll turn my camera back. Nope, this one, not that one. There we go. Turn my camera back on. I am really excited to be back in my studio. As soon as I got home, I was like, I think I want to make something, and I'm all about happy, bright colors, and that's where our astronaut card came from. So all kinds of good stuff there. So thanks, guys. It's so good to see you. Hey, Lila. And I will, like I said, have a video for you on Thursday. So happy stamping. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and hope you're enjoying your summer weeks. So bye, guys.